So welcome back everyone, Mike here. It is Monday morning and today we're going to go move some dirt down at Uncle Jay's place. He's got a beautiful house, nice pond, really nice setup, but he's got a rented skid loader down there and I told him I'd come down and run it for him today. So that's where we're headed now. Alright, it's now Tuesday morning. The sun's just coming up. I'm back down here at Uncle Jay's place. Now, yesterday I spent about, 6 hours in this Bobcat T770. And what we did, we cleared all this out down here. He had some stumps in here. And the biggest challenge was all the rock. There was rock absolutely everywhere. His whole property, there's sandstone boulders everywhere, on the surface, right under the surface. And Jay lives about 4 or 5 miles from me, and as you know, we don't have any rock at our place at all. But where he lives is kind of where the glacier ended a long time ago, and it deposited all these rocks everywhere. So what the goal here was just to kind of give him some more usable space. He'll plant all this, be able to mow it, and it looks a lot better, and he can actually use it now. This worked pretty good for what we were doing. However, an excavator would be better to pull those rocks out first. I actually have both machines, this and an excavator, because after I got all the rocks rooted out, kind of graded it up, and then he had several loads of clay brought in several years ago. It was way over there. So I brought some of that over, and then he had a bunch of raw topsoil, and I brought some of that over, and once we got all the rocks dug out to at least, 8-10 inches below the surface, we put a little bit of that clay over top of everything and then a little bit of topsoil. So they shouldn't pop back up. But we're on the lower part of Jay's property. Later on, I'll show you up above. He's got a beautiful pond right there. He's got all kind of real nice stuff. Nice shop, nice house, beautiful place right here. Nice setting. But I think the plan today is this area in here, there's a lot of fill in here, and it kind of holds water right in the middle. So we're going to grade all this up, clean that all up, spread the rest of this topsoil. There's some clay, a couple tracks of loads over there, and we'll get this all shaped up down here. But these are some of the larger rocks that are here. Look at the size of this thing. That thing's massive. But what happens is, you know, everything just kind of gets grown up. You can't get a brush hog in there. You can't do much with it. But that area over there is very manageable now. But anyway, that's the plan here for today. I'll get some footage on and off throughout the day. But I tell you, bouncing around in that thing yesterday and all those rocks, whew, my back is feeling it this morning. But we should be good to go. Alright, I'm going to show you what we got done here the last couple of days. This was on Monday. This area right here was just covered in rocks on the surface, right underneath the surface. We got these all cleaned up and pushed down to the lower end, kind of windrowed them up. Then we spread some clay, tracked it in, then we spread some topsoil, and that worked out pretty good. And then on Tuesday, started working over by the skid loader where you see it in this picture right here. Right out in front of that, we had a whole bunch more rocks. I got all that stuff cleaned up down below the tree line, more clay and more topsoil. But as you can see, as we go up a little bit here, he's got a whole bunch more usable space, and he's only going to need to mow it now to maintain it. So this worked out pretty good. Now we're going to take a little look at his pond here from a distance. His pond is situated right above where we're working. You can just kind of see it in the left part of the screen there now. In a second here, we'll get a little bit closer and get you a much better look. Alright, here we are coming towards the pond. First thing you'll notice, he has a real nice dock here with a couple built-in benches on it. And then right out in front of that dock, there's some real big sand rock boulders, and they look like they're kind of floating in the water. He actually built a frame that supports those rocks, and he built that, before the pond filled with water. On the left side over here, you'll see all that placed rock. Everything came from the property, and he built a built-in or an outdoor kitchen, nice seating area over there. It's got a waterfall, little bridge over the stream that runs into it. But this is just years in the making. This is a lot of work that he did, and I think he did it almost all himself. Up above there you can see the house, and not far from the house here he has a nice big shop, and Jay does a lot of woodworking. He's a real good furniture maker. He did all the work inside his house. Actually, he built his whole house, but he did all the trim, cabinetry, everything from rough sawn lumber. Alright, so I'm back at the house now. I got back from Uncle Jay's place a couple hours ago, but we got a ton of work done the last 2 days. Now, I didn't really have a chance to kind of shoot like my normal video. My batteries weren't lasting on the camera. He had a rented machine, so I just wanted to get as much done as fast as I could. But basically what we did was this. Like I said, where Jay lives is basically where the end of the glacier was. And there are thousands upon thousands of rocks on the surface, right underneath the ground. And what we're trying to do is get some more usable space and somewhere that he can just mow things up and keep it looking good. So what I did, I used that Bobcat and kind of root those rocks out, would kind of windrow them off to the side. And then he had some clay that he had hauled in probably a year or two ago, actually, several loads of it. Put about 6-8 inches of that clay over top of everything, and then we spread some raw topsoil on top of it. So it's actually a pretty good way to deal with those rocks, but like I said, it's amazing. He's just a couple miles from us, and I got to buy rock all the time, and it's everywhere down there. Now I know people say, why don't you haul rock from there? But like with my dump trailer, you would bang it all up, you'd destroy it, and you'd have to make hundreds of trips to get what I needed here. So it's just easier for you to buy it, have them hauled in a steel body triaxle. But anyway, this video is a little different than what you're used to, and I apologize for that. But like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.